And now, I'm just pretty neutral on the market here. In fact, like actually leaning slightly bullish, at least on the medium time frames. So we'll start with the Bitcoin weekly, and then we'll work our way down. Okay. Last time, if any of you saw the last video, we talked about how the weekly trend line breakout or something. I don't rely on trend lines too much, but this is something to keep in mind, is that we had this massive trend line break and we had a lot of volume pushing us up. So, decent amount of volume, never died. And since then, what's been happening is we just had an underside retest of it. A lot of people, and like this is exactly the idea we talked about last time, is that we can sweep this high, the weekly high, and then move down. And it'll just be a retest of our levels here. So all we did so far is just retest this horizontal support and retest this trend line, and then we moved back up. So on the weekly time frame, we look incredibly nice. The good thing is that everyone is panicking about it now. So that's usually a good sign if you want to be bullish. I took a few longs yesterday. If you're in the Telegram, in my free Telegram, I talked about taking a long on Say and Popcat. Not so much on Bitcoin. I'm actually waiting for a little bit more of a scare for Bitcoin, and then we can move back up. Part of the reason why is if we just take a look. Sorry, I messed up. Yeah. If we just take a look at the volume profile here, every single time we've come to the highs, we've deviated a couple of times and then fallen back into the range, right? So I am entertaining a potential scenario where we come back up, retest this value area high. Now, this value area high is also important because of this daily close. So whenever we have a massive, now this is a bearish engulfing candle. What this means is that a green candle breaking out of an important level. And then we had a red candle which broke down. So the close was below the lower wick of this candle. Usually, this takes a lot of momentum to get through. So there's a lot of selling required to go through this because a lot of algorithms try to defend the daily close, the daily open. So if we come back into this level, a lot of people who were trapped into longs around this level will probably exit. So there'll be a lot of limit orders waiting for us around 68, 68.2, and we talked about this last time. That should send us at least like a little bit lower. Now, all that could happen is that a little bit lower, we hold this low a little bit lower, and then we move back up. I'm prepared for that scenario, but I'm just letting you know my plans for now. Also, if we go down a time frame, so if we go down a time frame, yeah, we'll have our volume profile levels. So a good level to keep in mind is our Fibonacci levels. So Fibonacci levels is coinciding. The key levels that I look for Fibonacci are just here. So any place between 68,000 and 68.5 for Bitcoin. I am looking for some sort of a rejection, short it down, at least till 66. And if we hold here, then I want to, like if we hold here, then I want to take another long. And this time, if I take a long, I want to ride it all the way up. Maybe I won't even long Bitcoin, I long some altcoins, but like the idea is based on Bitcoin. Another thing to, sorry, yep. So another thing to keep in mind is that the range POC from March, so the entire 8 month range coincide the POC as of right now coincides with a really nice fib level here, which is also the monthly open. So here we have the monthly open and the quarterly open, and this is the quarterly VWAP bands. So like this is why I'm looking for 64. 64 to 63 to 64 is where I want to go heavy on longs. So this is, if we short here, we can write it down here. We long here, back to the highs. Like this would be my perfect, absolute dream scenario. Okay, because this is also if you so we'll go to 1st October. Yeah, so this is around the monthly open. So if we retest the monthly open, the range POC, and this Fibonacci level at the same time, and then we move up, that that's like the most bullish scenario that you can have. Okay. Also, right now we have a little bit of a Coinbase discount. So Uh, you can use any of this, like it really doesn't matter. So right now, what is happening is Coinbase is trading lower than Binance, which is usually a bearish sign because Coinbase is what a lot of American institutional investors use and ETFs use, which can also be seen via this massive spot selling. So mostly all of this is dominated by Coinbase for now. And if we get through some bullish price action right now, then it's fine. But I'm just cautious even now. Primarily, yeah. Sorry, someone's honking outside my house. Yeah. So if we get through this massive like 67.5 level, and then we hold on a retest, I might go long. But right now, what the issue is, at least for me, is at the lows yesterday. So we had like a decent amount of liquidations, right? So decent amount of liquidations. Uh, Even if we go to like the liquidation chart, so yesterday the long liquidations were 200 million, which is pretty high compared to like the previous days because we had a lot of leverage built up. So I'm not, I'm actually like leaning bullish right now. But in order to be uh, going heavy on longs, I want this to be reclaimed and I want spot bid to come back. And also I want Coinbase discount to go away. So then we can think about some potentially like long scenarios. But right now, what is happening is this level. So these two levels, right? This is my zone of absolute fuckery. I expect a lot of random bullshit to happen here, and I will not be taking any aggressive trades in this level. Okay. So right now, like I think the US Open can be pretty calm. So I'll not be looking for too many positions tonight. Just let price settle down. We caught a few longs on this move up, and then we caught this short down. So the best thing to do right now is to take it easy, wait for something to form, and then we can decide what we want to do. Same like for Bitcoin, similar levels. Like we reclaim this, we can potentially like we can go for the highs, or we can even do something like we did before the August 5th crash, right? So this we went back like a pretty decent amount, and then we proceeded to just sweep the highs once more. Similar price action, Right now we had one drive, two drive, three drives. So same three drives price action, same thing that we experienced in mid-October. So another potential scenario is just moving all the way up to like 70,000, and then we have another retest to POC. But either way, I this is like the line in the sand for me as of right now, this entire region. So if we can backtest the monthly open, I already told you why this is a high confluence region. So if we can backtest it and then we hold it, then I'm pretty excited about what's going to come. Okay, so that's one thing. That's my bias for Bitcoin. If you want to look for breakout longs here, like I really wouldn't. So that's one thing. Another thing that I want to talk about is that Sol looks absolutely beautiful right now. So last time I shorted Solana, it was around like this 150, these levels, if you've been following. And these were my targets. So we did not get to my 120 target. We got till here. And then, we had this extremely bullish price action, and then we kept grinding higher. And right now, Solana is the strongest coin on the market. Okay. Even if we extend this entire range, it's above the value area high and it's holding it beautifully. Right. So we're holding this value area high incredibly. So if we get dips on it, so if we get a dip here and we clean up these lows, this is my plan, okay? Yep. So this is the quarterly VWAP band. And since we keep extending here, it means that at some point it's going to come down. And I want to be on the side that takes this beautiful long setup, right? This is why I was longing PopCat. This is why I've been telling you to look for JUP and JTO. So take a look at these coins. Like these are all uh, Solana beta. Take a look at these coins. Try to look for similar setups because these will usually give you like a quick move up, and Solana is kind of going to be a little bit slower, right? So we have left so many lows on this aggressive trend up. It's kind of late to get involved here, right? Yesterday also, I wanted to long it, but I would rather long Popcat because it can give me a quick 20% move. So since we long Popcat, it's up 20%. That's why if we clean up these lows, this is basically trend continuation. So for this entire range that we just had, and this is another like 4 month range. So 4 month range, this is the value area high. We're kind of breaking out, and this looks nice. Like, but if we come here, and then this is why I have this alert here. So if we have like a sweep here, and then we move up, this is a good place, like a very good place to long. Okay. Uh, so that's it for Solana. For Ethereum, again, like pretty simple. Ethereum looks like absolute jack shit. Uh, I just, I posted an update on Twitter recently. So we had the quarterly open. We moved back up, nuked, back down. Quarterly open is also the monthly open, by the way, right? So you just saw how we did on Bitcoin, right? So yeah, about Bitcoin, we had the quarterly open, monthly open, whatever you want to call it. We had this like stump back, rounded move up, back above. If we retest this and then move up, this is the perfect scenario, right? Absolutely, we can do something like this as well. But the high likelihood is this. But when you look at Ethereum, we kind of did the same pattern and then we fell right through the level. So now it's kind of very hard to have a bullish bias on Ethereum. So we're at the quarterly VWAP, okay? And it still looks like jack shit. Like, so I don't know what to tell you. If you're bullish on this, like, I'm happy for you, man. Like, at least you learn some lessons through it. And I make fun of a lot of Ethereum guys, but this is just the truth of the matter, right? When Ethereum runs, it really runs. But right now, with DeFi might get a bid during Trump presidency. But even then, at least in the short term, I just don't know what to tell you. Like, if we come back to these levels and then move up, maybe I can consider a long. But I probably shouldn't have like so my short exit was 24.90, so I probably should have had a deeper short TP. So maybe I should have targeted this, straight away. I was a fool for thinking this will hold, but reason I'm actually sad about closing my short too early, so I'm not going to talk about Ethereum for too long. I hate Ethereum. Say is one coin that we long. So this was a long entry. So when we had this sweep, we longed around these levels. And then we tried to move back up. Same, like my confluence was the quarterly zone and also this fib level. So we had this massive run up. And then we had this fib level here. So fib level plus quarterly VWAP, I was looking for longs. And then in the moment, this was actually a very nice sweep. So if we just shut out all the noise, we can see very clearly that this was a very good sweep of this low and we still have like back then we had these two highs and then we have this kind of area to target. So I was thinking that we do that, and this is still a very good long. I kind of exited when we failed to move back because we rejected from the VWAP. Yeah. So what the fuck am I doing? Yeah, we rejected from this. So I woke up when price was around these levels and I closed it, which is like decent profit. It moved up like 5% from my entry. But this is still a valid position, okay? So as long as we keep Bitcoin in check, this is a valid position for higher. But the reason I don't have a lot of confidence is because I don't have confluence. So I want Bitcoin to really, really hold like some good support levels and then move back up. So it's not a bad setup still, but it's still something that I have to be very careful with. And the environment it's very difficult to decide on an environment change. So it's extremely difficult to say that okay, now the environment has changed. Now I'm going to hold my trades for longer. But If we have this sort of a price action, and then I can long on something like this. Either way, price action wise, I told you what I want to see. Uh, Aave is another coin that like I want to long this on dips, but I'm waiting for a larger move down. I might not get it, but it's worth keeping an eye on. Okay, if we like quickly forgot to add an alert earlier. So if we quick sweep down and hold this like this area, then I want to long Aave. Simple reasoning. Like we had this capitulation like on April 13th. My spot buys were around these levels. So right now we're just at POC, so it's very difficult to take a trade here. But if we clean up these lows and we hit like this HVN or we hold this HVN, it just depends. So like you can also place an alert for this level. And then you have all of this price action here behind you to kind of support that idea. Now, if we start breaking 125, then I would probably say that we go straight for the value area low at 100. But I am leaning towards the idea that this is not going to happen. Okay. FTM. So FTM, as you all know, I'm extremely bullish on it. I have a spot bag from zero point 0.4, and we look pretty good, right? So this was my area to re-enter last night. So 0.68 is where I took a position, but I closed immediately after. I'm still extremely bullish on FTM, especially because let me show you why. So FTM. Not, nothing too brutal about the spot selling, in my opinion. Like a lot of people make a big deal about spot selling in the short term, especially on altcoins. But I don't consider it to be that big of an issue. Okay. So this is like a good demand area. We marked this out earlier. And this is an extremely good long entry. Now, at the same time, open interest has gone to a nice support level and is holding this. Now, this means, as I said, like open interest does not necessarily like high open interest. Oh, open interest, like you can just say stuff like, oh, since September, open interest is up 30%. Back then, it was up 65%. Oh, this is such a big deal. No, it's not. Like, because open interest is just the number of perpetual contracts. It doesn't mean that there are a lot of leverage buyers here that are going to puke. So this is why I feel like FTM is a good area to like enter along. I am not sure about like a fixed invalidation, which is why I'm not necessarily giving you a signal that, okay, place your stop loss here or do something. But I am completely comfortable taking entries in a limit order fashion. So my first entry was 0.68, which is here. Now, if we sweep this and then we hold this, if we like come here, then I'll buy at 65. Same thing with these lows, right? Because my bias is that either this level on open interest hold or this level hold. Open interest, the reason I use open interest like this is because uh, you want to see which level of open interest this asset can sustain. Now, if Bitcoin is moving as it has, so this is down 16% from the high that it has formed. Okay. Now, this shakeout from the 6 September lows, it went up 123%. And we entered in this like sideways movement. Okay. So spot wise, I'm pretty secure. If we, this is my base to like enter shorts, enter spot again. So if we come back all the way down till here, I'll just enter spot again because I'm bullish on the fundamentals. But in terms of like pullbacks, so we had a massive pullback here of 25% after like a 100% move. And then we moved back up again. And now like you can see that momentum is stalling a little bit. But at the same time, open interest, which was extremely high back then, is now down 25% and is grinding sideways, which means that the open interest that we have right now is stubborn open interest. It's people who have open positions or who are interested. It just shows that more and more people are interested in trading this asset, which is completely fine by me. It's not a bearish signal. Okay. So that being said, if we just take this, now this is a very choppy price action, but if we take this range as whole, so a very good area to enter perp longs would be around this level. Again, like this value area low was already tested once before we moved up. So ideally, like you can come back all the way to like this level as well. So if we come till all the way down till here, which I don't think is plausible, but like if we have a very bad pullback on Bitcoin, then this would be a very easy long for me personally. So this is where like quarterly VWAP, if we retest this after grinding up like this, I will be extremely happy to take this kind of a long scenario at 0.54. For now, I've started entering like a little bit. I entered, then exited. I'll probably enter lower again, then exit again, like exit partially. So if I buy like 30,000 40,000 dollars of FTM in one order, I will TP 20,000 here in like a little bit 2-3% profit, and then I'll keep doing that, which means that if price keeps going lower, my unrealized profit and loss, which is due to price going down, is compensated by my realized profit and loss, which is I keep exiting after 3-4% pumps and then I hold half the position. So what it means is that as we go lower, I keep holding half and half, half and half, half and half of my position. And then before you know it, I have like a 200, $300,000 perpetual long on FTM and it keeps on going to like $1, right? So in my opinion, this is a very good trading strategy. Many people don't get it. You don't have to. It's not for everyone. Either way, that's it. If Bitcoin follows like a $64,000 idea, in that case, I feel like this is a very good level at the value area low. So I will probably take this long to begin with, right? Somewhere around here, if we take out this low, so yeah. So what I want to explain is, if we sweep this low, hold, so I will take a long and just place my stop around here and target these equal highs. Okay, which is like a 2.85 art rate. That is enough for me. That's not an issue. Either way, I would have covered more altcoins, but like it's getting late. I want to upload this video before US Open. So I'll see you guys in the next video, okay?